Hey everybody, welcome back to another knife review. Today we're taking a look at the Kizer Towser K. There's the knife itself, and I'll show the packaging just real quick because everybody's probably seen what the Kizer packaging looks like. So, normal box, little slip with the just a little promotional paper stuff inside pretty much, just a little history of the company I think, and just a little blurb pretty much. Nice felt lined case or fleece lined case, something. What's really nice is lately on every Kizer I've gotten has had spare hardware, and I actually needed it on this one because it showed up with a missing pocket clip screw. So on a normal knife that would have been a very bad thing, but considering they sent like 7 spare screws with it, one missing screw wasn't a big deal because I went and immediately replaced it. So you can see both screws there on the pocket clip. So no big deal, but like I said, a normal knife, if I bought it without a pocket clip screw, I'd have been kind of pissed off and had to email and go through a bunch of bullshit to get a new one. But with a ton of extra hardware, no need. So here's the knife itself. Black washed blade. Blue fat carbon, my first fat carbon knife. I do like the way it looks, but I've never really gone out of my way to get a fat carbon handled knife. A little more looks at it. And now we can get into the specs and some of the design features. So overall length is 7.95 inches. Blade length is 3.39 inches. Cutting edge of 3.25. Blade width of 1.29. That's the kind of the height right there. Blade thickness 0.12, a little thinner than some other of the Kizers. A lot of Kizers are 0.16. So this is a little thinner, slicier. LMAX blade steel, which is kind of new for Kizer, I mean. So the only other knife I have with LMAX is the 0801 from Zero Tolerance, and I like the steel. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but Kizer has always used S35VN pretty much exclusively. They really never deviated from that. So now they're doing like 20CV and some other fancier stuff, but it's cool to get something else in LMAX. It's perfectly reasonable steel. It's not something cheap or shitty or anything. It's a good functioning steel. Flat ground, sheep's foot blade. Handle length is 4.5 inches. Handle width is 1.13. Again, that's that height right there, probably closer to over here actually. Handle thickness 0.52. Kind of thick with the thick fat carbon scales on top of the liners. 4.4 ounces. Not too bad for a big knife. Plain edge, clearly. And like I said, carbon fiber scales over top of these stainless liners. And this is blue fat carbon. I think there was also, it was either green or red fat carbon. I don't remember. Black washed for all the hardware, pivot, screws, pocket clip. Pocket clip is milled. It is kind of a milled bent, so this part is obviously milled and rounded and stuff, but it was milled very thin and then bent around a loop like a spring clip. Nice combination of the two. I like that because it's very functional. Right hand, left hand, tip up, carry only. And there's 3 holes. I haven't tested it, but I assume it's the 3 holes because it's not just for looks. I bet they're all threaded, but I'm only using the bottom 2 holes on this one. And it's a deep carry style of pocket clip, but it's not really to the end of the knife. And if you want it to be all the way to the end of the knife, then you just move it up to the other 2 holes. So I'm fine where it is right now. I've seen other YouTube reviewers complain and kind of throw a fit about deep carry pocket clips being too deep carry, then you have nothing to grab onto to get it out of your pocket and it's impossible to grab because the only thing you can grab is the pocket clip or something. But I don't know. For some reason, people that carry knives and flip knives open every day 1,000 times don't have the dexterity in their hands to just grab a knife out of their pocket. So other people cry about it, but this location, perfectly fine. If it was a deeper carry, perfectly fine. All up to personal preference with this knife, which is nice. It's a cool little design on the show side there, too. It's not like it's... I don't know. I feel like 3 being there makes it look more like just like a design detail rather than just the 2 exposed holes from a right-hand, left-hand tip-up carry for the unused holes. So it kind of being 3 there makes it look a little more like it's a design choice, so that's cool. You can see the lanyard hole right there. Nice slotted one, so nice and big. It's a thumb stud liner lock. See, the liner has scallops right there. Provide a little bit of traction. They're not super rough or anything. There's certain things like what Giant Mouse does where they have... It's almost this level of jimping on their liners, and sometimes it can be a little rough if it's a sharp corner, but this is a very smooth, soft scalloping, so nice and easy to disengage. Like I said, blackwash blade. It's a Kizer knife, so it's obviously made in China. It's an Azo design, or AZO. He's designed plenty of Kizer knives. The Begletter, plenty of others. If you type in Azo just on Blade HQ, a ton of stuff will pop up. There's the Kizer logo. Thumb studs on both sides with long jimping on the top, including jimping right there on the bottom for when the blade's open. You can get a little bit of traction on that if you want, if you're really choking up there. Very comfortable. Now we'll get into some of the pros and cons of the knife. So first, the pros. I like the look. It's kind of a cool look, sheep's foot blade. I like the all blacked out with the fat carbon scales. It's a cool look. Liner lock, it's super smooth. Oh, number 1, it came sharp, so that's definitely the most important thing, is for your knife to be sharp. So showed up nice and sharp. I've used it plenty, still sharp. I don't have a piece of paper here to test cut with, but very sharp, very smooth, nice, perfect centering. Nice lockup, about halfway lockup. So it came perfect quality control, other than the pocket clip screw missing, but we'll let it go since they included extras, but everything else, perfectly fine. Very fidgety. Flick it open, drop close, kind of a heavy blade, so it drops easy. It's on bearings, and just very comfortable in the hand with that jimping and kind of just being a full-sized knife. You really get your hand all the way on it. Onto the cons. You can count it as a con that they were missing a pocket clip screw. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. There's nothing major. Like the tip is well hidden in the scale, so you can't touch that, and you can't touch any bit of the blade on the back side. So Nothing there. It's super smooth. Pocket clip functions great. Good tension, but it's also very rounded. So it's very gradual going in, so it's not like a steep cliff either way, pulling in or out. And then it's rounded up here, which is a nice shape. So, no cons that I can think of. Scales are a little blocky. There's just a little radius on the edge, so nothing major in terms of contouring or anything. Kind of just flat, but still feels good in the hand. On to the kind of final thoughts. I think these are about $178 or maybe $175 now. So pretty good price. I mean, it's an L-Max blade. It's fat carbon scales. Fat carbon's all kind of a premium price for these types of knives. There's other versions of this that come in. There's some with that G10 that's supposed to look like a Mexican blanket. There's the other color of the fat carbon. There's Ultim. There's other Towser, not the Towser K, but the Towser S in different, it says rich light, so a different material for the handle scale. There's black micarta, red micarta, or red rich light, copper, so plenty of other examples, so you can kind of get whichever one you want, and some of them are as cheap as $69 for the lower end versions, but this being a little bit of a premium because of that black fat carbon. I think it's just a very cool knife. $175 is a good price. It's very fun for a EDC just because of how flippable it is. It's super smooth. Sheep's point, it's not super threatening looking or anything. And it just functions great. Cutting tasks perfectly easy. I've cut tons of stuff open with it. So all in all, I think it's a really good design and a really good knife. It says the fat carbon versions are discontinued, so these were more of a limited run than some of the other versions. But if these go on sale, then anything under $175, it'd be a crazy steal to pick it up. So I definitely recommend that. But even if you find it full price and you want to pay that much for it, it's still a good buy. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this knife. If you want to see other videos like this, subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos. And other than that, I think that's it. So thanks for watching.